My name is Jordan Young. I'm a digital cinematography student at Full Sail University. In this video, I will briefly discuss some of the critical points that took place in the evolution of documentary films. Today we have a vast multitude of options to pick from when looking for a documentary to watch. We have movies about nature and wildlife, films about us as people, and my favorite, the universe. But where exactly did this genre of cinema begin? The earliest forms of documentary film were short 1 to 2 minute clips called actualities. These films were non-fiction and captured actual events, places, and things. Some may argue that actualities should not be classified as part of the documentary genre, while others point to the building blocks actualities provided. The first film to be released and coined the name documentary was Nanook of the North by Robert J. Flaherty in 1922. This film followed the lives of an Inuk family and captured how they hunt, build shelter, and survive. This film was not without its debates regarding legitimacy, due to Robert J. Flaherty's choice to stage and reenact some primitive ways of doing things, such as spears, clothing, and some even suggest that the family was, in fact, not a family at all, but actors. However, his choice in manipulating the story was to preserve the already fading heritage and way of life of the Inuk people he had come to know so well. This film is distributed by PATH, a company credited for popularizing the newsreel in America a decade before Nanook of the North. By 1922, over 1,000 cameramen were employed as stringers. Much like the early actuality films, a stringer's job was to capture actual events to deliver back to the studio to be edited into a newsreel. Film is proving to be a very useful tool not only for entertainment but for education purposes as well. And when World War II erupted, cameramen joined the front lines capturing the story of war as it unfolded to deliver back home. During this time, we also started seeing our first propaganda films, such as Triumph of the Will by Leni Riefenstahl in 1935, or Pere Laurent's New Deal films. After the war came advancements in equipment that allowed the filmmaker to push the envelope even further, such as new sound devices, and 16mm film was now accepted as quality rather than for amateur home use only. With these new advancements, cameras and audio equipment became lighter and more portable, which revolutionized documentary filming. A new style was born, cinema verite, or better known as direct cinema in America. Cinema verite means cinema of truth, and is built around the idea that the filmmaker should not interfere with the story, rather be a fly on the wall observing the story as it unfolds. This style utilizes the organic technique of documentary filming, combined with the storytelling of a scripted feature. In 1960, a documentary that captured the Wisconsin primary elections between Herbert Humphrey and John F. Kennedy, titled Primary, was released. The director, Robert Drew. Drew would later go on to assemble Drew Associates with Richard Leacock and D.A. Pennybacker. These three individuals would become top dogs of the genre, and it would remain that way for an additional 20 years. Being the fly on the wall is not every filmmaker's style, however. Michael Moore is known for just that, being the complete opposite to cinema verite, and immersing himself into his films. Moore is responsible for two of the highest box office grossing documentary films of all time, Fahrenheit 9/11 of 2002, and Bowling for Columbine of 2004. Moore is also behind, or should I say in front, of the popular documentary Sicko, that offers a not-so-healthy look at our health system here in America. I believe that today we are living in the golden age of documentary films. Never has it been easier to obtain a camera and editing software. Streaming sites such as Netflix have popularized and brought the documentary genre mainstream. And websites such as YouTube has given filmmakers a home for their work. One thing I know for certain is that the story is far from over, and the world is full of them, waiting to be brought to life through documentary film.